Hi, good day everybody. This is Wong Ki Yu and I'm the author of Wholesome Vegan Cookbook, and today I'm going to show you a very simple recipe, and I wouldn't call it a recipe, I would call it a quickie tip. That means it's some kind of culinary tip that I would like to share with everybody, which is which is extracted from my cookbook. And it just takes a very short time to prepare some kind of condiment, some kind of some flavoring agent to help spice up your dishes and all this. And if you really have gotten my cookbook, Wholesome Vegan, and on the page 50 you see this miso laksa. Okay, it's an improvisation of the traditional delicacy of Malaysia and Singapore, and I actually have it a twist in a way where I blend in some Japanese factors, which is using miso as a base of my laksa. And but we are not going to make the laksa today because it's going to be a little bit elaborative. But I'm showing you what is the interesting part that is going to impress you. That is the sambal. Okay, so I'm showing you here how to make a quick sambal, instant, and you may call it a fixed sambal because it doesn't require any kind of cooking and all this. But I tell you, you will love it so much, and you can't believe it. How many ingredients do you need in this making this sambal? And only four ingredients, and you don't need to put it through cooking, and it can be done immediately in perhaps 1 minute. Okay, so the ingredients are 1 tablespoon of genmai miso, which is a kind of brown rice miso, which is a bit darker in color. We need that to be the base of the sambal, okay, so that it looks a bit dark later on. And we also need a tablespoon of red chili powder. Okay, alright, so any kind of favorite red chili powder, I get it from my local organic supermarket, which is a very super duper spicy one. Okay, and then also we'll need also 3 to 4 tablespoons of cold pressed sesame oil. And remember, we are not actually having putting in the flavor of sesame here, so we want a cold pressed one that doesn't have any flavor at all. You can use any other type of cold pressed oil which doesn't have any flavor. And lastly, 1 teaspoon of this molasses powder, just to give it a little bit of sweet taste. Okay, so now let's look at what. Okay, what you need to do now is to actually just to combine all the 4 ingredients that I just mentioned. Okay, the first ingredient is 1 tablespoon of genmai miso. So I'm going to take out 1 tablespoon of this. Okay, so it's just a rough estimation. Okay, so usually my 1 tablespoon is referring to a heaped tablespoon. All right, so around there, 1 tablespoon. So and then you will have this 1 tablespoon of this chili powder. And well, of course you can reduce a little bit if you really don't take very hot chili. And so this is what I'm going to put it in. Okay, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, and then I'm going to have 3 to 4 tablespoons of this cold pressed olive oil. Okay, so oh no, sorry, cold pressed sesame oil, pardon me. So I'm going to pour in this oil is to dissolve it, okay, dissolve the mixture. All right, so we're going to have 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons, 3 and 4. All right, okay, so and lastly but not least, we're going to add in the half a teaspoon of this molasses sugar. All right, so we're going to add in half a teaspoon of this molasses sugar, and we just give it a good mix and see what's going to come out later on. Okay, so it's just as simple as that. I like sambal very much, And but the problem is with traditional sambal, it takes a long time to cook, and usually, you know, you have to cook it, you know, with a high heat and the oil, you know, from the perspective of nourishment, nutrition, and I'm not very agreeable with it as a teacher, as a nutrition teacher. And also, you know, for those people who have ever made sambal at home, you realize that, you know, after you cook it in your house, it's going to be like so oily in the, you know, the so smoky inside your house, and you always have that smell in the lingering in the house basically. Okay, so looks like okay, it's almost done, and of course, to make it a little bit more like a sambal, I may want to add a little bit more chili powder to make it a bit more red in color. Okay, so so I will have a little bit more chili. Okay, all right. Perhaps I had a little bit too much of the miso just now. Okay, so but now with this chili powder added on, and you will see that, you know, the appearance is getting there, and perhaps it's a bit too dry as well. I may have to add a little bit more. Okay, have a little bit more of this oil to make it a little bit looks like, you know, the traditional sambal, which is a little bit more oily. Okay, so yeah, so this is how it looks like, and after you have mixed everything and you let it sit for a while, and then the oil will come out later on, and it will look more like sambal with the rich chili oil leaking out afterward. Okay, so and there we go, and this is the sambal. Okay, and I'm not quite sure how it appeal to you in the screen here actually, and to me it's very red. Okay, but maybe the discoloration over the video, but let's wait for a short while for the oil to come out. And what I usually do with this sambal, I'll just make a batch of it, and then I'll just put it into a bottle, and then I can just save it into the save it in the fridge, and it will last me for about maybe 1 week or so. And today I'm going to give you a suggestion that you can actually always serve it on top of the, on top of some steamed vegetables, which I always encourage steamed vegetables because they are very healthy at a low temperature cooking. And because steamed vegetable is like very bland and boring most of the time. That's why it requires you to be really good in the so-called the sauce making and all this. All right, so thank you so much for watching this today, and I hope this gives you a a brightening idea how to have more creations in your kitchen. Thank you so much. All right, can you see now, after waiting for about 10 or 20 minutes, the oil start to comes out, so it looks more like sambal now. So you can see the orangey yellow, orangey red color oil. Okay, so that's why when we first made it, it was like a patch of dark stuff, but now when the oil start to come out, when the the chili actually get dissolved in the oil, it looks more like a real sambal now. Okay, so bon appetito.